I was having dinner with my best friend when, in the next moment, I slipped into the restroom to take a selfie. After carefully picking the perfect angle, I didn't hesitate to send the photo to my boyfriend. My name is Alice. I used to be a cheerful girl, but ever since I fell in love, I've slowly lost myself. On the way home, I kept twirling my hair, my eyes full of worry, terrified that coming home late would upset him. When I opened the door and saw that he wasn't home, I let out a sigh of relief. I quickly changed into my pajamas and went to wash up. That's when I found a note in my pocket, a piece of paper the bartender who liked me had secretly slipped to me with his number. Panicking, I flushed it down the toilet, then threw the rest in the trash, too scared to leave behind anything that might make my boyfriend angry. The next morning, I got up before he woke. I groomed carefully, shaved every bit of body hair, and put on perfect makeup because he didn't want to see me looking messy. On our way to work, he only bought breakfast for himself, never asking what I liked. I said nothing. If I ever disagreed, he'd lecture me for hours. At the opening of his art exhibition, I dressed elegantly and stood by his side, helping him entertain his guests. When my best friend Annie arrived, I finally had a moment to breathe. She asked if I'd taken time off. Lucy's birthday was coming, and they were planning a week-long trip. I agreed but didn't dare tell him. When I finally did, I lied that it was a business trip. He wasn't pleased. It took all my patience to calm him down. That night, I tossed and turned, worried he'd find out the truth. But the next day, when I got into Annie's car, the world suddenly felt bright again. The sunlight was warm, the breeze soft, and even Annie's carefree humming sounded beautiful. I hadn't felt this free in years. Then a text from him shattered the peace. It dragged me back to all those suffocating moments. The constant criticism, the doubt, the way he made me question who I was. The thought made me sick. I asked Annie to pull over and threw up by the roadside. She thought I was just car sick. When we arrived at her old family house, we unpacked our things. I found an old childhood photo of us, a bright, confident version of me I'd almost forgotten. At dinner, we talked and laughed freely. For the first time in years, I felt alive again. The next day, my boyfriend showed up. He had tracked me down through my company and insisted on taking me home. Annie stood in his way. He grew furious, yelling and raising his hand. I stepped between them. He looked at me, shocked by my defiance, and tried his usual manipulation to break me down. I took a deep breath and told him no. Furious, he threw my luggage to the floor, but in that moment, I finally chose to be myself again.